So thank you,
Can I
Mr. Chair.
Chairman, may I finish my sentence?
Please.
Thank you. It's my responsibility to oversee each of the bureaus, each of the regional bureaus and the Bureau for International Organizations, and yes, over all of their foreign policy. But as I said, and I'd just like to state clearly, for the specifics of the trade engagements, I refer you to the Department of Commerce and also USTR. Thank you for allowing me to finish my sentence.
Thank you for answering a paradoxical question of, I want to know what you actually do, but I don't want to hear you answer that question. That, to me, was an odd statement. Representative Kim is recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Mast. Thank you for joining us today. I know under President Trump's first administration, you served as Special Assistant to the President and also Senior Director for the Korean Peninsula at the National Security Council. So I think you understand and agree that Korean Peninsula remains a focal point of global security. As you know, North Korea's continued nuclear ambitions, missile provocations, cyber attacks, and human rights abuses, they pose persistent challenges to the U.S. and our allied interests. So can you talk to me about the lessons that you've learned from your time in the first Trump administration that will inform the current administration's approach dealing with North Korea?
Thank you, Congresswoman, and thank you for your attention on this issue. As you may recall, we have worked very closely with our Japanese and South Korean allies on North Korean issues, not just them, but others in the region as well. That is a major lesson learned and takeaway from the first Trump administration, that close coordination, close cooperation with our allies and partners in the region is really one of the most effective ways we can meet the threat, deter the threat, and continue to strategize on a way forward. The President also very much engaged in the Indo-Pacific region, and the North Koreans' growing nuclear and missile program remain a concern of ours. Not just that, but also their engagement and cooperation with Russia.
North Korea has really become a country with nuclear weapons. It is a nuclear state, so we have to recognize it as such. It's definitely different than what we've known North Korea to be even 20, 30 years ago, and especially during the Trump administration's first term. So I hope that we can continue to talk about North Korea in a sense that we need a complete and secure civic, complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization of North Korea. So can you talk to us about how does the America First agenda define or prioritize this objective?
Thank you, Congresswoman, for that question. The President uses all available tools on each of these problem set issues. So I won't speak in specific details about our perhaps our future approach to North Korea, but I can assure you that we're very concerned about their nuclear capability, their missile capability, and the threat and the destabilizing effect that can have on the region.
Can you then talk about maybe, not specifically, but some diplomatic or economic strategies under consideration, such as like America First Opportunity Fund to move closer to reaching that goal?
Thank you, Congresswoman, for your question. The America First Opportunities Fund we'll be able to use that for a number of different issues. It'll be a consolidated fund that whether we're using it for foreign assistance, disaster assistance, really it's going to be a very flexible and multi-purpose fund. There may be opportunities to use it on this issue.
What about, when you talk about multi-purpose areas, can you also allocate that fund for other activities to counter North Korea's illicit activities and support defector communities or expose human rights violations? Those are really important policy priorities of mine as well as to this committee as well.
We're very much paying attention to those issues as well, and can take that into consideration when we're looking at applying the fund going forward.
Thanks. As I understand, you, as the Undersecretary for Political Affairs, you oversee the department's 6 regional bureaus covering virtually all foreign policy matters that is considered by the State Department. And at times, the Undersecretary will elevate a high-profile issue from a regional assistant secretary and lead on the matter directly. So I think this happened under President Bush, and your predecessor, Ambassador Nick Burns, led on Iran policy for the department. So do you intend to similarly lead on China policy during your tenure? And talk about what that might look like.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I'd just like to reiterate, I serve at the pleasure of the President and also the pleasure of the Secretary. I work very closely with Secretary Rubio and with Deputy Secretary Landau on issues that span around the world. So I really don't have anything to say in terms of specific target issues, except for that, as you noted, my responsibilities are global, and I'm here to support the Secretary and the Deputy Secretary as we address each of those issues. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I yield back, Chairman.
Recognize Representative